Welcome to Broken Tusk Rising, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition actual play in the Galarian campaign setting. We're playing through the Quest for the Frozen Flame adventure path.
I'm Sean, and I'm playing Andreas Witchborn, the Human Magus.
I'm Jessica, and I'm playing Xankath, the Halfling Fighter.
I'm Jeanette, and I'm playing Jonesy, the Human Cleric.
This is Josh, and I'm playing Corgo, the Human Barbarian.
Last time on Broken Tusk Rising, Andreas, Jonesy, Corgo, Xankath, and their traveling zoo decided to open a trapped magical chest. They were unable to disable the wards in the chest, so Xankath took everything inside and ran away. One of the items in the treasure was a thorough description of the ritual, called Consecrate, as well as the necessary material components. They went back to the High Barrow, hoping to consecrate the area and send the two wights there to their final rest. Unfortunately, after 3 days of casting, they critically failed the ritual, leaving poor Jonesy despondent. There was nothing left to do but resume leading the following to Lost Mammoth Valley. Now, a side note, as I usually have here at the beginning, at least recently, I have kind of a correction. I got the dates wrong last time because I forgot the ritual takes 3 days. So it is actually now the 29th of Desnus. And you have started your first travel activity into some ancient woods.
It's a good thing you clarified that, because there'd probably be some really angry listeners out there.
Yep, that's right.
Yep.
I know that about half our listeners are carefully tracking the date.
Yep.
There's a pool.
Yep. I don't want to upset them. I'm double-checking the dates and the travel distances and the position of the burning mammoths after every session and correcting my mistakes. Andreas was using Detect Magic, Xankath was using the Search action, Jonesy was looking for tracks, and Corgo was scouting. Shortly after entering, Xankath, always on high alert, jumped back when some twigs in the undergrowth moved, and you all heard a tiny voice say, "Excuse me, but perhaps you could help us?" You realize that the pile of twigs is a small, sharp-featured creature of sticks and brambles. And it looks like... well, this is its face. Anyway, it looks like this.
Ooh, very cool.
Oh, he's an acorn boy. Or a pinecone man.
Yep.
He's got a cool, like, blue
Pine
spruce needle beard made out of bark. He's Groot, but with a needle beard.
That's an excellent description.
And eyes that are pine cones.
Yep.
Pinecone eyes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And some twigs growing out of his shoulders and neck.
But he's tiny.
But he's tiny. Tiny. We're having a problem with some very nasty quicklings. They think they own the whole wood, and they keep stealing our favorite berries and tearing down our homes. Now, Xankath, because you were using the search action, I have pre-rolled a secret perception check for you, and you spot 2 more of these creatures hiding in the underbrush about 30 feet away. And I'm actually going to show you what those look like, too.
Okay. This one's kind of ninja-like, actually.
Like a bark ninja.
Yeah, like it's in a ninja type, like a kick position. Like it's gonna kick somebody.
Twig ninja.
And it's got like a staff with a pointed end over its shoulder.
Not pine. Another kind that I can't identify, but
Yep.
it's not a pine in this case.
It's like he's made out of, like, weed roots.
Can we roll recall knowledge about these
You
fellas?
can attempt a nature check. We're not in combat. You are free to attempt nature checks. And you probably want to make those secret checks. All right, so Jonesy, Xankath, you're not sure exactly what these are. You've never seen anything like this before.
Sure.
Andreas, you're pretty sure these are some kind of friendly, benevolent, fairy-like creature. Some kind of fae, maybe. But something friendly. Maybe they grant wishes, even. And Corgo, you look at these things, and you think these are probably twig jacks.
Cool. What's that?
Which are nasty fey creatures. They're particularly just mean. And the creature looks at you as you all look at them, looks back and forth.
I'm certain that we could lend you some help. These are my friends. This is Jonesy, and that's Xankath, and that's Corgo, and I'm Andreas, and this is Bastion, and that's the moose, and that's a wolf named Rumpy, and I'm sure we could help you out. Quicklings don't sound like particularly friendly creatures.
Oh, they're not. Well, that's great to hear. I'm Nettle. My friends Thistle and Longbriar saw you coming, and we thought maybe we could appeal to you for help. Let me explain. And at that moment, another creature bursts from the undergrowth on the opposite side of you, and she strides straight up to Corgo, and she looks like this.
What is she doing?
Striding very quickly.
With a knife.
Yep, she moves real fast.
She's got a knife.
Yeah.
She only has 2 toes on each foot.
2 toes on each foot. She's got normalish hands, but she's also tiny. She has a little sword.
A little antennae.
Antennae, and she's obviously running very fast.
Yep, going
She's
very
like
fast.
that guy. Do you guys remember that running game where you had to control the guy's limbs as he runs? He's like
Quap
a dasher.
game?
Quap?
Yeah.
So this creature strides up to Corgo and says,
No way, that's not it. Don't listen to that lying sack of twigs. It's not true.
and these creatures, I guess we should also let the listener know, these look more conventionally humanoid.
Oh, yeah. Just green.
Than the other ones, right? The other ones look like twigs and sticks assembled into the shape of something roughly humanoid. These are humanoids, little tiny humanoids, and they have shaggy hair and fox-like ears.
Are dressed like little rangers.
Is there just one of them?
There's just one of them, as far as you can tell.
Can we make more nature checks?
Yeah, make more secret nature checks.
Can I roll something to see if anybody's lying? Because now we've got 2 points of view.
Sure.
We might need to hear their story first.
This lady hasn't told you much of her story yet.
Yeah, but she said they're lying. It's true.
Yep.
What do I roll for that? Is that a perception?
Perception, yeah.
Cool.
So the humanoid thing is not a twig jack. It is something else.
It is something else.
Okay.
Okay, everyone's done their checks now. Again, we're doing secret checks here, listeners. So the players don't know what they've rolled, except for Josh, who rolled his between the two of us. So he and I know what it is, and the other players don't.
Oh, sorry.
It only took us 28 episodes to
Yep.
get that habit down.
Right. So that's okay. I mean, I kind of don't mind you rolling openly, because I trust you all to roleplay
Oh.
your result. But if you want to roll it secret, that's fun, too.
I like the secret. And, there are, particular feats and class abilities that you want it to be secret because you might get, something special out of not knowing. There's dubious knowledge where, if you critically fail, you still get some knowledge.
Yeah.
Right? So, I don't know. I appreciate both ways for sure, too, but I like not knowing.
Well, Andreas, you're not sure what these are.
Oh, big surprise.
Jonesy, you're not sure what these are. Corgo, you are confident. Apparently you know about tiny woodland creatures, Corgo. And you and Xankath are both confident that these are quicklings, which are fast, malicious, fey pranksters that also live in forests.
Okay.
Got it.
We're surrounded by jerks.
She speaks up again and she says,
These twig jacks won't leave us alone. This is our wood. We've been here for generations, I tell you, generations. We've been here a long time. We want them to take their miserable pranks and their jokes and their smells, their foul smells, and we want them to go elsewhere, some other place, somewhere else, where they're far away and we don't have to smell them or look at them or deal with their jokes anymore because they're not funny.
and then 2 more quicklings appear suddenly as though they were, invisible or something in the woods behind her.
What kind of jokes are they playing on you? They putting your hands in a bucket of water while you're sleeping.
Well, first of all, my name is Redu. Redu, that's my name. They told you their name, so I get to tell you my name, right? It's only fair. So my name's Redu. They think it's a joke. They think it's really funny, but we went to pick some berries in the forest, and they put some traps around them, and they killed some of us.
And at that, the twigjack who was talking to you, he said his name was Nettle. He speaks up and he says, "That's not right. That's not it." Oh, and Xankath, at this point, your perception check, you've listened to both of them. You conclude with your perception check that they are both kind of telling the truth from their point of view.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's the worst.
The twigjack, Nettle, speaks up and says, "Those are our berries. That's our only source of food. That's what we eat. And we leave our bushes in the woods and we tend to them. Then we go, play and do other stuff. And then we come back and the quicklings have stolen our berries. And sometimes they even squash the ones they don't eat just to frustrate us. It's not nice." And the quickling speaks up, Redu, and she says,
Yeah, but it's our forest. We were here first. You can't grow berries in our forest without our permission. You got to get our permission first, and you didn't do that. And then you set traps, and you killed some of us, and it's not nice. You shouldn't be doing that. It's not funny. It's not a joke.
But they keep coming, even though we set traps to stop them, and the traps have already killed some of them. We can't stop them. They won't leave us alone. They're trying to kill us all. They're trying to take all our food.
And at this point, they all just erupt in squeaking and shouting.
It sounds like they need a mediator or something.
Oh, great. Stop, all of you. Calm down, everybody. Pay attention to me. I'm the most reasonable man here. Look at me. Shut your mouths.
The Quickling looks at you and then looks at Corgo and then says,
But he's the biggest. He's the biggest one. I should listen to him.
All right, listen to Corgo. Corgo, do it.
Okay, big man, go.
Okay, Zanks, you used to tell me about these things, like stories and stuff. So those are Quicklings, yeah, and Twigjacks.
Oh, I didn't recognize the Twigjacks. Yes, of course.
Okay, aren't they both bad?
I'm certain the Quicklings are unfriendly. I don't recall as much about the Twigjacks.
Okay, here's what I think. I think we should get out of here. Right, guys?
Just let them settle things of their own accord.
Yeah, I mean, they could have their little tiny person war at school.
What if they decide to cause trouble for the following as it's moving through the forest?
We'll be out of here. We'll leave them through the burning mammoths.
You're not coming through our forest,
No,
are
it's
you?
our forest. They can't come through our forest. We were here
All right,
first. Anybody who comes through our forest is going to be in big trouble.
let's just all sit down. We can have a nice conversation. I will say, Quicklings, you cannot own the forest. That is not how things work. And Twigjacks, you shouldn't kill them.
What?
What? Why not? They took our berries.
They're our berries. It's our forest.
Well, look, why don't we consider that this could be everybody's forest, but you each get a section, and that way you each have some berries you can deal with, you don't have to mess with each other, and, we can all just go about our lives.
The Twigjacks look at each other, and the Quicklings look at each other, and the Twigjacks sort of squeak at each other briefly. You can hear them whispering in their little squeaky voices. And Nettle says,
Please elaborate.
For instance, this is a very, very large forest. I'm sure that you could each have a substantial section of your own, therefore not bothering the other. We can have multiple berries, bushes for each of you, and that way food is plentiful for both. And you're not, killing each other.
the Quicklings stop and they converse with each other. They're speaking really fast. You think even if you could hear them, you couldn't understand what they were saying. And again, Redu looks at Corgo.
So what you're saying is we need to divide stuff up. Like they get to have their bushes, and we leave the bushes alone, but they leave us alone.
Don't look at me. I didn't say that.
But you're the tall one.
Xankath nods to Corgo.
Wait, you guys decide who's in charge by who's the tallest?
Well, of course.
Wow. Which one of you is the tallest? So wait, Stan, let's do that. Why don't we just have them all stand up next to each other, and whoever's the tallest decides?
But we're all taller than the Twigjacks. I like this idea.
Yeah, there you go.
No, that's a dumb idea.
I'm actually going to agree with the Twigjacks on this one. That's not the best way to go about this. If we all just separate, everybody can live in peace.
But the tall guy said that the height is the right way to go.
Yes, well, he's tall and thinks
But you're
that's the
short.
most important thing. Yes, because I am able to see things more clearly from your perception because I am closer to the ground.
But we already can see things from our perspective. We want the bird's eye view. Yeah.
No, we want the ground level view.
Xankath is going to climb up Corgo and sit on his shoulder.
Oh, that's quite a loophole.
All right, the Quicklings all go, ooh.
Well, now I have both the bird's eye perception and the ground level perception. And I still think that sharing the forest, splitting it, is the way to go.
Sex, you're amazing. That was genius. Way to go.
All right, make a diplomacy check or an intimidation check.
Okay. Ooh, I have both.
And let me know which side you're trying to persuade first. You're going to make a check for both sides.
I have to make both.
But who gets the best piece of land?
I'm going to help too because she's literally on my shoulders.
Yeah, you want to help? Go for it.
Yeah. Oh, just short of 20.
Oh, so close.
19.
Okay, I'm gonna start.
Wait, I can cast guidance.
Oh,
I
cool.
should do
Oh, you
something,
did?
right? No, I didn't. No, that's only perception checks. I gotta remember that. Oh no, skill
Guidance
check.
only works on perception checks?
My bad. Skill checks as well. So I can cast guidance.
Okay.
So you get this on the first roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna start with the Twig Jacks.
All right, now, are you using intimidation or diplomacy
I'm
check?
going to use diplomacy on the Twig Jacks because I think they're already on my side.
Okay.
And guidance is +1.
Yep.
I don't know if it's going to automatically add it, so I'm just going to do it myself. Okay. You want me to do this blind or public?
No, go ahead and roll. You'll know if you succeed or not.
Cool. It's a 17. It's not terrible. It's not great.
They all look at each other, and the Twig Jacks discuss among themselves for a moment. They sort of start shaking their heads, and they say,
Not bad, but what else you got?
What if you were able to, what else do I have?
You got a people coming through, it sounds like. Could we take some stuff from them? Beat somebody up? Play some
No.
jokes on them?
No beating people up.
We're coming through our forest. We can beat
No.
them up.
Yeah, you can. The ones
No.
after this group.
Yes, there is a group that will come through within the next day or two, and then there is another group that will come later. You can beat them up. You can play as many pranks as you want on them.
all right, the quicklings all sort of hopped to their feet. They sat down when you climbed on Korgo's shoulders, and they hopped to their feet, and they start talking to each other real fast. And Redu says,
Are they slow? Are they real slow?
Oh, they're quite slow.
Oh, can we stab them? That's always a good prank.
I'm gonna say no to the stabbing, but sure to the punching.
Ooh, okay. We'll punch them, and then, if it goes real well, then we'll stab them.
I'm still going to say no to the stabbing.
Oh, why?
I don't like them,
Stab,
but
stab, 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 stab.
I don't like them, but I don't want to be like them either. So we're going to not be like the bad people.
What about big trees that fall down on them?
What if Jonesy and I help you find another berry bush that could be for one of your groups, and then this berry bush you're arguing over could be for the group that kind of already called dibs on it?
Andreas, we've passed that discussion.
Tell you what, we divvy up the berry bushes, and we get to beat up the people who come through after you and your group. What do you say?
I'm fine with this.
Yes, violence is always the answer.
Yes, and they are looking for us, so perhaps you could point them in the wrong direction.
Which way's that?
That way. And he points in a random direction that is not in the direction that we are going.
I mean, I guess it would be west, because south won't work. They know you came from the south. North won't work, because that's the way you're going. So I guess you point west to the other section of forest.
Deeper
Yeah.
into the forest seems opportune.
Okay. They look in that direction. One of the Twig Jacks slowly steps forward and extends a branch. One of the Quicklings steps forward and extends a hand, and they very briefly shake, and then run back to their respective sides.
Okay, deal.
Yeah, that's a deal. We'll do it.
No roll necessary.
Wow.
Okay.
That was great. I thought that was going to go really poorly.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to end up fighting some tiny creatures.
I thought we were going to have to be like lawyers or something.
Yeah.
Yep, with that, they fade back into the forest. The Twig Jacks disappear into the trees, and the Quicklings literally disappear. They just sort of stand still and vibrate and fade away.
I'm glad we don't have to fight those things. We have to get a beat on them.
I don't think that would have gone well, really. So I think that's for the best.
They were really cool.
You hear some
Xankath, good diplomatic work.
Oh, thank you. It's been actually quite some time since I've been able to strike a deal like that. So that was fun. Little peek back into the past.
Yes, if Saren Ray was listening, she most certainly would bestow upon you a hero point for
Yep, I'm going to give a hero point
that
to
greatness.
Korgo and to Xankath.
Oh, neat.
And as you walk away from the area, You can hear from the Quickling side, you can hear
Stab, 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 stab. Stab, 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 stab.
It's a little sword. It probably won't hurt them too badly. It's probably fine.
Andreas is a little bit uneasy with all the stab talk from these guys, and I think that he would probably try and really keep an eye on the following as they're moving through this hex.
that is a good idea.
Make sure
Especially
that
because it's going to take you a couple days
to make
get
sure
through
that
it.
just to make sure that these Fae don't just change their mind or count groups incorrectly
Wrong,
and end up thinking we're the burning mammoth by accident.
I also don't really want the burning mammoth to just like burn down their forest
Which is
as they come
a
through.
distinct possibility, I fear.
Yeah.
It's true.
Let's never come back here.
Dig a giant pit and then cut, but I don't want to spend a bunch of days digging a giant pit, so.
It's a lot of work.
Yep.
That was the 29th of Serenith, right? That was your first travel day into the forest. Your second travel day into the forest is the 30th. And then your next day is the Reconnoiter Day, which is Erastus the 1st.
Ooh, new month.
Yep, the 1st of Erastus. And then on the 2nd of Erastus, you reconnoiter again, and I'm going to roll some checks here. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to roll any checks. You guys have got the forest on your side, so I'm not going to do any perception checks for this hex. So now you have to decide, do you want to move straight north, or do you want to move northeast?
We were still looking for that cave, right?
We're going towards the
Scowling Face.
Scowling Face, which was northeast.
Right.
You think that you have just encountered those scowling faces because upon reflection, they look a little bit like that face looked a little bit like the Quicklings.
Oh.
Okay.
Cool.
We walked right into it.
We walked right into it.
Then I say we just keep going northeast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah. Agree.
Northeast it is. So you move one hex northeast. It's plains, so that only takes 1 day to make that movement. Then the next day you reconnoiter that hex, and burning mammoths move, although you probably have noticed that you can't see them anymore. They're back around the curve of the mountains. You don't know where they are now, but I do.
I mean, except for that they're there, right? Because
you can see that?
when you moved them, it made that spot no longer black.
Oh, right. I didn't even think about that. It's sharing the
Why?
vision with you.
I don't understand.
I don't know why it's doing that. I'm sure I can change. I'll just turn off vision enabled.
Aw, Jessica, come on.
I'm
Good
sorry.
point.
It was
I hadn't thought about
funny
that.
to see it. All of us just like, oh, that spot suddenly became not black. I wonder
I
if
didn't
that's
even
where
put
they're
that together.
at.
Yeah. Also, the reason why they moved in that direction is because your delay activity for the previous hex they were in had a wrong direction effect. So they went to the wrong hex.
Yeah.
Nice.
Speaking of delay activities,
Yes.
21.
Woo.
All right, athletics check. You made a 21 for this hex that you're in. And let's see. So you are, I assume, attempting to cover your tracks.
Yeah.
Conceal tracks. That is a success. So they will waste 2 days at the hex that you're currently in. Let me make a note.
Nice.
And I need to make perception checks for this hex. And no, I still have not set up the shortcut thing, but that's fine. I'll just roll.
I mean, we've all finally figured out how to do it, so like we could do it for ourselves if we needed to.
That's true. It might even be faster to do it that way. Okay, so you all move through the hex, the plains, and as far as you can tell, there's nothing really exciting or interesting here. You can tell the land is sloping somewhat downward to the northeast. So it's not much of a downward slope, but it does feel like the land is sloping downward to the northeast. And that's really all that's interesting here. Where do you want to move next?
Hug the mountains, keep moving.
Yeah, northeast again.
Northeast again?
Hey, Zanks.
Yes, Colgo.
Do you mind getting down now? It's been like a lot of time.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was just, it was nice to be this high up. I'm sorry. I let it go to my head. I'll get down.
My shoulders are hurting so bad.
I would offer to massage them, but you are quite a bit higher than me. I don't think that would work out.
Yeah, It's all right. I'm stronger now.
Okay, so you successfully move into the plains to the northeast, and we'll do another round of perception checks.
Is it a new day?
It is now the 5th is the day that you travel into the plains, and on the 6th you're reconnoitering. So yes, it's a couple new days. Is there a reason why you ask?
Because I would like some spell slots.
Ah,
Nice.
And a hero point.
So, there's
I would also like some spell slots and a hero point.
Sean,
Yes.
beside perception, there's a little eye.
eyeball. Yeah, click that one.
And that's a blind GM roll.
Yeah, automatically.
Oh, cool.
I had never noticed it until this moment.
Oh, wait. Sorry, what are we doing? I got...
Perception checks.
Blind perception.
okay, the little eye with... Yeah.
As you're entering this hex, you're moving through the plains again, continuing slightly downhill, and you spot in the distance a winding river. It's winding from the northwest down to the southeast to a large lake of dark water off to the east.
Ugh, and more lakes. I remember the last time we fought a lake.
The whole area is surrounded by tall grass and scrub brush.
Looks like a prime place for velociraptors.
Where would you like to move next?
Andreas covers their tracks with a 31 natural 20.
Ooh, 31. Yeah, that's a critical success, which means they waste 2 days at the hex and go the wrong direction.
Yeah.
And then I think we should go to the river,
Agreed.
Yeah.
because then we can finally do the river action.
Yes. I have forgotten at this moment in time what that is, but I remember there is one.
Fording a river. I don't know what skill it takes, but we could do it.
Okay, so you're going to move to that next hex. It takes a day. So let's see. It is now... Where are we here? We are now on the 8th of Erastus. Let's see. The 9th, you used a ford a river delay action. Right? So to do that, I should be prepared by finding where that is. I was looking for other stuff and forgot to look for that. Okay, so you need to make a nature, survival, or river lore check.
Oh, dang.
Huh.
Demon lore?
I got a +9 to survival.
Ooh, there you go.
Nice. Do all of us make it, or are we picking one, Mike?
One of you makes that.
There's no penalty if you if you critically fail, there's a penalty to trying to help somebody, right?
That's right.
I'm not going to try then.
If anybody has nature, survival, or river lore, you could try to help.
Oh, I'm definitely helping.
Okay.
I have a +5 survival, so maybe I'll try helping.
Just don't help like you guys helped last time.
Ooh,
yeah.
both help.
Nice.
Oh,
Wow.
21.
It's good.
Okay. You both helped. So is that +2 then?
I don't think it's stacked, sadly.
Yeah, it
Oh,
probably
okay.
doesn't
So,
stack.
so +1.
Is this a public rule?
Yeah, you can make it publicly.
Oh,
Jonesy with
Nice.
the natural 20.
Jonesy knows a lot about rivers, guys.
So you critically succeed. And that means you get 1 free travel activity. And the Burning Mammoths waste 2 days at this hex.
Yay.
All right.
They're so lazy.
So that's the first thing that you notice here, okay? The second thing, I need to roll some secret checks.
I wonder how much infighting there is at the Burning Mammoths at this point. Like what are we doing? They spent 3 or 4 days in 2
Who's
hexes.
tracking these people?
I feel so bad for them. No, I don't.
No. I mean, a little.
How many of them are really bad? Those things are going to stab all the good ones. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't
Yep.
feel bad for the leaders. I feel bad for the minions.
Yeah.
We have to go back and tell them.
We have to save them.
We have to save them.
Okay. You're scouting out the area and approaching this lake, which you can now see on the map, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
As you approach the lake, you all spot a camp on the shore, set up openly and without any attempt to hide it. And as you get a little closer, you can clearly see 4 figures moving around the camp, tending a fire, fishing, and relaxing, and even from this distance, it is obvious these are Burning Mammoth Scouts. They haven't spotted you yet, and you're pretty sure the tall grass would hide your approach if you wanted to sneak up on them.
I would like to get more information about their movements.
How did these ones get in front of us when the rest of them are still behind us?
I mean, we've had others, because Picano has gone ahead. That's what one of them told us before.
Oh, right.
So Picano has a group.
I always forget about Picano. He's so forgettable.
They're not reconnoitering. They just go.
Right, they're just rushing through.
They seem to just be hanging out.
They might have more information about where Vacano is.
Oh.
So are you proposing we sneak up on them?
I think we ambush them.
Okay, is that what everyone wants to do?
Well, maybe we could try to get them to surrender first. Like, one of us go out there and tell them that there's a ton of us hiding in the bushes and they should just give up.
Yes, and then we can make a bunch of sounds from all around them.
Yeah, all the animals can move. Yeah. Who's a good liar?
I'm not. I believe in honesty.
Corgo stares at Andreas.
Never told a lie in my life.
Xankath kind of looks up at the sky, making eye contact with no one.
Gorgo, you know me. I'm rough and abrasive, and I don't have a silver tongue, as you would call it.
Well, you could get them to surrender then.
No, I don't have that.
What's your tongue if it's not silver?
It's made of muscle.
What? This is going to keep Corgo busy for a couple minutes.
You discuss this as you sneak toward their camp?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Who actually has the highest deception?
that's definitely Xankath.
+5.
Thanks, lies?
Nope.
Well, Xankath
Thanks.
is used to telling stories to small children. Perhaps she could use those skills to tell stories. To
Wait, the stories aren't true?
Well,
Of course they're true, Corgo. I've heard about them from all over the place in my travels.
Oh, good. You had me worried.
Jonesy mouths that he's sorry.
Xankath smiles at Jonesy.
Do you want to bring the moose and the wolf with you?
Heck yeah.
The moose is not going to be able to sneak up on them.
What?
Can we
Sorry.
control the wolf enough to make it like stay in a spot and then?
You know what? Somebody make an animal handling check for the wolf.
Nature.
Oh, man, that's all
Yeah,
Jonesy.
make a nature check for animal handling.
I think that's Corgo probably.
I think that's Corgo.
I don't mess with the wolf. That's all. I mean, the wolf, I don't know. That's all Jonesy's stuff.
oh no, but I only have a +4 nature.
I'm going to give you a slight bonus because it likes you.
Okay.
I'm dealing with a moose. It's really ornery and talks about, like, the environment and stuff.
As we're getting ready, I'm going to cast Long Strider on myself.
Okay.
21 nature.
Nice. Yeah. The wolf looks at all of you as you crouch and begin moving forward, and it also crouches and stealthily begins moving forward. It's kind of scary, right? This giant creature has crouched down into the grass, and it's almost gone.
I was going to go with adorable because I'm picturing like a giant dog like on its belly kind of crawling forward, but scary works too.
Nope.
I mean, I guess if you want to think about that as cute, this huge predator sneaking stealthily through the grass, ready to rip someone in half.
If we're all sneaking, that's cool. I can leave. We can leave the giant moose behind.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think we need the moose.
As you near the lake, you can hear the burning mammoths speaking to each other. One of them is a large, bearded reaver, and he appears to be in charge. And he says, "Maybe you are too careless. They could be closer than you think." And one of the smaller guys, a hunter, says, "They must still be weeks away. The tusks are slow and stupid." "Still, it would be better for you all to begin preparing snares. We have enough supplies now for 2 days. And then there's another one who's sort of tossing a torch in the air, just sort of flipping it around. And he says, "Fire traps? Can we burn them?" "I do not know any snares that produce fire. But if you want to earn favor with the Varsa like Picano has done, you should work harder. We must locate the Broken Tusks, stop their scouts, and report the location of their following back to Picano. If we see them near here, he must be right. They are trying to sneak through the Tusk Mountains to the east. I will burn them. Let the hunters act as couriers. I will burn them. The bearded reaver looks at him with an irritated expression and begins working on a snare. Stop talking and get to work. Yothark, pile up some rocks and branches to make a lookout platform and then keep watch. What do you want to do?
I draw my bow and I want to shoot the firebug.
All right, I guess we'll find out if Xankath shoots the firebug in 2 weeks. Thanks for listening to Broken Tusk Rising. You can help the podcast by giving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, by following us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at The House of Bob, or by chatting with us on Discord, and most of all, by supporting us on Patreon. That's at patreon.com/thehouseofbob. This show is possible due to all our patrons who get special zines, one-shots, and commentary. Art for this campaign is by Sean Makes, and art for social media is by Jeanette. Audio production and music are by me, Mike Hammock. Thanks again for listening, and roll on.
I have no questions, except I would like to specify that Bastion currently has both 30 feet of life sense and can communicate with me telepathically.
What does life sense do?
You can sense living creatures within 30 feet.
30 feet.
The
It's right
vital
there on the
essences.
10.
Oh, sorry. Life sense allows a monster to sense the vital essence of living and undead within 30 feet. It can distinguish between the positive energy animating living creatures and the negative energy animating undead creatures.
So, like, if you're in a forest and you're surrounded by plants, do they count?
Yeah.
Okay, so you would... So right now, you're in the forest. Bastion's life sense is just saying, everything around us is alive.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it says here, much as sight distinguishes colors.
Okay. All right.
So,
Okay.
just so I know, I'm not getting snuck up on.
By anything alive or undead.
Right.
But can he distinguish the types of life sources out there?
Well, I can distinguish blue from red.
But like a construct wouldn't count.
Right. He wouldn't detect a construct.
Suddenly we start seeing a lot more constructs in this
Yeah, it's all
campaign.
actually all constructs for the rest of the adventure.
It's been animals so far. I should have picked a different ability.
Where are my notes here? Hold on. Apparently I messed up the order of my information here.
This is like Corgo's brain in action. Like, hold on, I know it.
Like a fax machine.
It's just in the wrong
slowly
spot.
loading one line at a time.
I'm double checking the dates and the travel distances and the position of the burning mammoths after every session and correcting my mistakes. Because as we know, the developers of this adventure have very carefully planned out what happens if they catch up with you.
Mike with the jabs. Like to see you write a Pathfinder adventure path.
I would proofread it very carefully. Anyway,
Mike basically has.
I mean, I've been
Yeah.
proofreading it.
Send
Anyway.
this man his editor's fee.
Always hire some help when you're fording the river, if you can do it. Always. I remember Oregon Trail being a lot harder than it actually is. Like, I played it like 2 years ago.
I mean,
you know,
that's not
kicked its butt.
surprising.
Yeah, 10-year-old me was so stupid.
I mean, all 10-year-olds are, let's be honest.
I mean, you just buy a replacement part for each part of the wagon, or one or two if you can, and pick them up along the way, and then it's not a big deal. I don't know why young me couldn't figure that out. Like, oh, you need an axle and a couple wheels.
Forward thinking.
For young me was like, all wheels, baby.
All wheels.
Okay, you get there faster with more
Don't
wheels.
need the rest of it.
When I played it, and it was the very, very low resolution, very old, crummy looking version, you know, there were like 3 difficulty levels, and I didn't understand that they were difficulty levels, right? One's like, you start with pretty much nothing, and the other one's like, you got a little bit of stuff, like a horse and a few things, and the third one's like, you have a wagon and money and people that go with you and all that kind of
it's like
stuff,
a
right?
banker and a doctor, yeah.
Right. And I thought that like the ones where you don't have all the resources would have some other compensating benefit, right? I was thinking of it more like a role-playing game.
Like a game, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
And no, it's just you're going to die on the first 2 difficulty levels, and with the banker you might make it.
Man, so realistic.
It's just
Right.
it's just a commercial
You just
for
get bullets
capitalism.
and you just kill all the animals.
I was going to say, teaching capitalism from an early age.
Yeah.
Well, to be clear, they were all capitalists. They were all moving to start businesses and make a bunch of money. They were all hoping to do that. It's just that some of them started with more than others.
Huh. Funny how that works.
Right?
I'm in the Oregon Trail generation, so.
I've never played Oregon Trail.
What?
We were playing the fish one where the fish eat each other.
I think if you showed me the Oregon Trail that you played, Josh, I wouldn't recognize it. I'm guessing.
I was definitely playing it on like the old like box Max.
Right,
that Souls
exactly.
had
Yeah,
in the
me too.
90s.
Exactly.
I was not in the United States growing up, so we were.
Oh, true, yeah.
Imagine us 5 to 10 years behind on everything. I'm gonna find a picture.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, when I played Oregon Trail, it looked like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
That's, one,
Too.
Yeah.
that's what I played,
Okay. Okay, cool.
Poor
Good
Nicole.
times.
She's got dysentery.
and that's exactly and that was my wife's name, and that's what happened when I played. Put in wife's name, dies of dysentery. Weather hot, health poor. It's just like my life now.
Less humidity. Here's the thing. We are just at 48 minutes, right? If we start a combat, we're not going to finish it, I bet.
So we need a 10-minute long conversation.
So you just have them talk for 10 minutes, Mike, and we'll listen.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Say,
Tell me a story, Mr. Birding Mammoth.
Yothark, where'd you get those nice shoes? Oh, yes, I bought these shoes from Gorbo the merchant when he came through the following. Gorbo? He sold me shoes 2 years ago and they fell apart. You want me to keep going?
I'm really invested now. I want to know more about Gorbo.
Need to know about Gorbo.